Hello. Good afternoon.
1 second, I gotta update this to the right spot. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, here you all.
Okay. Escape. And I had to switch to the headset. It was on a laptop, which would have been annoying. Okay. Um. Sorry. I was practicing a couple of games of Smite. My brother wants me to play with him tonight. I'm like, I gotta remember the keys. How to play that game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I played Smite for like 30 minutes. I don't remember much, to be honest.
yeah.
But cool.
Okay. What questions do you have for me?
Well, I was just trying to review our last lesson, and I must have botched it because I can't find the video anywhere. Did you ever watch it?
No, I'm not sure if I remember you sending it to me. Maybe you did. We talked about it and stuff, but no, I don't think I watched. I don't
Okay.
think I watched it.
Okay. Well, I checked our logs, and it looks like it was going to be on my stream, and I don't see it there. So I don't know what happened, if they purged the video or what. But anyways, no big deal. So going from there, refresh my memory. I remember you were playing Underlord and Viper, which I see a whole lot on your matches played list. And I think what we talked about was improving the laning phase and then sort of like pushing through the mid game and understanding where we should be applying pressure. Is that right?
Yep, yep. So the laning phase I'm doing against most mid laners, I do really well with Viper. I just push them out. They don't get as much. I take their tower. Well, I'd say most of the time. It's the last one. The last couple I lost with Viper was just we stuck our neck out too far. Like I followed someone in, or I went, followed this last one. I followed Jug a high ground. It was basically the next team wipe lost. So
I
it's
see.
just it's more of the late game now that's really. I
Okay.
mean, everyone has occasional bad front game, but for early but laning phase. But Viper, I'm doing fairly decent with these days.
Okay. So you're getting early advantage. You're winning your lane, and you want to talk more about securing a win from that early lead, right? Like
Yep.
carrying that
So
advantage to the win.
so often I think I may stay too long trying to take my tower when once I have my um ulti, I may need to go down more often. So more map awareness, when to go do a gank, when to switch out, when to say, hey, have one of the supports switch out so I don't lose the mid. But usually I get it down to half pretty fast. It just depends who I'm against. A lot of times I'm pushing hard enough, they'll bring someone else in a ranked game. A support will come in to gank me. And unfortunately, people don't call those out very well.
No, they don't. And you'd be surprised a lot of times that doesn't necessarily change at a higher MMR either. It gets better, but sometimes it just happens. People forget.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's map awareness and then late game. I mean, later it's easy to say, hey, we should have been more patient, but it just depends. Like sometimes the second to last one I lost with Viper, they're pinging me to come with them, but there's a huge train coming down on our last set of racks. So I went to get it first, and they got ahead of me. So I wasn't there to shoot with them. So it's like, come on, guys, like. So I probably should have told them, say, hey, hold on, let's take this first. Otherwise, we're gonna lose our top rack. So more communication.
Okay.
So
I'm
we'll just do
just
an all pick.
okay. Sure. You want to start with a live game?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I'm just updating the stream title with what our focus will be. So I was taking some notes, but I'm ready to roll. So let me switch to coach status. Were you going ranked or unranked?
Unranked. That way
Okay,
people don't.
cool. All right, cue her up.
If all random ever pops, I'm doing that. I'm telling you, that thing never pops.
All random deathmatch, you mean?
Uh huh.
I didn't even
All
know you
random
could
deathmatch.
still do that. So that's where you die, you get a different hero, right?
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Years and years ago, it'd pop all the time. If you put it up, you'd a couple minutes is like a normal one. No one does it anymore.
Yeah, dude, I honestly didn't know you even still could. So maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe I'm not the only one who isn't even aware of it. Um,
It's right there in the unranked
huh.
bottom
Well,
option.
yeah, I'm gonna start recommending that to newer players then, because that is a really good way to just learn heroes. You get
Just never
one.
pops. The problem.
Yeah. I'll have to take your word for it, but I believe it. That's for sure. So this should be a good lesson. The one I did, I believe it was last week, we talked about turning a lead into a win and how to push high ground and where to play as you're pushing high ground. So I think that'll definitely come up here. We also talked about when he should leave his lane to roam. Granted, that was from the 4 position perspective, but still applies to mid, and we'll talk about, that decision-making criteria, like what you need to think about to figure that out. And yeah, pushing high ground in general, so this will be good. We're going to touch on a lot of the same topics.
I thought it pops, but nope. Been doing some funny things. This morning the servers were really messing up.
Yeah, I saw on Reddit a lot of very unhappy people posting about that. Oh. I thought it said ARDM, but no, we got all pick.
I'm like 9 of 11 accepted. I'm like, oh yeah, my coach.
Yeah.
It's Tom.
Yeah, it won't let me accept, but I don't think I have to. It just does it for me.
Someone else has not accepted yet. Come on. It's going to go back. They're not going to make it.
It's usually a pretty quick second time through, though. Man, you are farming commends. Almost 2,000. You have more than me? You might have more than me. Oh, no. I have over twice as many, but I probably have a lot more games played, too.
I hope so.
No, I definitely do. It's crazy to think about how much I played, because there's a lot of games in Dota 1 that aren't measured in my time played, So, all right. So were you thinking Viper mid then?
If he's not blocked.
Going jungle. Classic.
Hello, team. Who you ready to go? I almost said who y'all thinking, but they already have them all queued up.
Yeah. You ever get the guy who hovers on his hero the entire pick phase, never picks until everyone loses gold, and then eventually last picks the hero he hovered on the whole time? Have you seen that?
Yep.
Man.
Yep. What's even more funnier is when he hovers him the whole time and then loses a lot of gold and picks someone else. I'm like, holy cow, make a decision.
Yeah. Yeah, when they pick the same hero, I always think, that should be a reportable offense. I should be able to give this guy on low priority for doing that.
Aren't the bans random? Like, when you select it, there's a 50-50 chance, but the bans, someone's asking who bans Rubik, but it's the game randomly bans, what was it, 15 of them? That's 15 highest played?
So, no, I don't know anything about the random ban. I don't think that happens. What happens is you nominate a ban, and then it's a 50-50 shot whether or not it goes through. But I do see these blanked out heroes. Is this an unranked phenomenon? Did they ban additional heroes for unranked?
So there's one of the last patches, sometime in the last month or two, there's a certain amount banned no matter what. So they go through yours first, and then if you don't select one, it still bans the 50-50 that goes through the highest played ones. So it forces people to...
Is that true for ranked too? Why don't I know this? I'm concerned.
I don't know if it's true for ranked. I think it's on ranked. Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to go look.
It must be an unranked, because I see them banned out without the slash, like what you're saying. But maybe I've just never noticed, but I don't feel like that happens in ranks. But anyways. Alright, so you guys have a pretty gnarly team. You have Prophet and Anti-Mage, which is a classic combo. It gives you incredible map presence. You're very mobile. Virion can be anywhere, and Anti-Mage is the fastest hero in the game due to his low cooldown blink. Veno sits up in the lane and never leaves and is really annoying. And frankly, Viper can play that way too, as can Bristleback. So you guys have quite a nice team here. Should be a lot of pressure on their towers.
So I go Nether Toxin first, just because I can land all the gold on that first wave and pick up the poison attack before it's on that first wave.
Okay.
So just starts me off being able to push high ground.
Just be mindful that you don't get your range creep denied. So that's going to be pretty bad for you.
Okay. It happens, but not very often. We'll see what happens this time.
I'm guessing Dro is their mid, it looks like.
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen where you get Nature's Prophet and you rush someone's tower when they're not defending it? That's pretty funny.
Like you just TP into it.
Well, so you just all go down the whole 5 team with his ends, and you can take a tower if they don't come and contest. Like if it's not
I
a whole
see.
team contest. All right, they're not going to come down there.
Yeah, so Dro is their mid laner. She has about 10 damage on you. 6-5. Yeah, she's got 13 damage on your last hit, so...
How do you queue up multiple items? Can you pass the... Can I queue up the next mask?
Yeah, hold control and shift and then click the next item you want.
Control shift. There we go.
There you go.
I knew there was a way. I saw someone
Yep.
do it.
So if she's not here, I would kill this range creep right now while it's uncontested. Like, nuke it and everything. Because, like I said, she's got a damage advantage on you.
Ah,
Yeah.
I should have put that down. Or one up on high ground. I'm right now. I'm purposely seeing if she'll actually hit me.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
I can't believe she didn't hit me.
Yeah, you put yourself in a very vulnerable spot, but it wasn't punished, so that's okay. Definitely you need damage, so I think the 2 Wraith Bands are appropriate here. Now, normally people, do you see how her items, she didn't go any regen at all, she just went damage. That's typically what you see mid laners do, and then with the first bounty runes, you can immediately ferry up regen for yourself. So you can bring up the Tangos or a Salve, whichever you think is more appropriate. But that puts her in this spot where she's got that big damage advantage on you. But she has no regen, so one way to punish that would be to trade hits with her rather than try to farm. In which case, just don't take tower hits, you'll be alright.
Ah, I took one.
Yeah, it's okay. One's no big deal. So can you see my pings? You see this camp?
Yep.
You should head to that camp. You should be able to stack it at about, I think it's 6 seconds. So 154, 155. And you're going to be able to farm that with your poison. And since you pushed, you see that only costs you 1 ghoul. You missed the stack, but it only costs you 1 creep for the opportunity, which I think is...
I didn't get the stack for that?
No, it didn't go. That's alright. So, there's basically 2 ways to pull ahead. Either you can dive her with your creep wave and use poison attack to do more damage, which right now you got mana problems, so that's probably not the way to go. So the alternative is you push into her and then go farm a creep camp while she farms on her tower. So then you just farm more than she does, right? So that's the alternative. And you got these 2 camps normally, but Veno's jungling, so looks like you just get this one. So what do you think about your skill build? What do you plan to max?
With her, this time I'm gonna max poison attack. She'll stick her neck out, and then I'll drop her.
Okay. She did buy some tangos, so she does have some regen now. So that's one issue with trying to go at her with poison attack, is you might be seeing, in response to that, she can just multi-shot you. And it's a lot of damage to tank.
Alright, so let's stack the next creep wave.
That's going to have to be the other one, because Veno's farming this one.
Oh. I didn't even look at the map. Okay, so there's a map awareness. I need to look at the map before I head over.
If you have to, you can nether toxin through the creeps to stack it.
Why isn't he down farming where there's more farm? Why is he up here farming?
The veno? That's the
Yeah.
safest place for him to farm. The triangle, he has a ton of natural high ground. You're right next to it because you're mid. Top is close to it too, so it's just a very safe place to farm. Alright, so Dro pushed you. Did you see her heading towards this tower, or that camp?
No, I wasn't watching her. I was getting down to my creep, so.
Well, you could see, and she should be gone for like the first couple hits on this wave. So what she did is she pushed out the wave when you were at that camp, and now she's farming the other camp. So she gets a advantage on you from, yeah, see, here she is coming back from it. So that's, I think, a better way for you to play in this lane. If you were to max Nether Toxin instead, you could push faster than she can deal with it, and then jungle while she's dealing with your push, and then you get a level advantage from that, and then you kill her with your level advantage. So I think that's a low-risk way to play the lane that should bring a lot of success. And this is always going to be a good strategy against heroes that can't deal with you pushing in the wave as well as you can. It's like DK is a good example. You can't ever harass Dragon Knight out of lane, right? Like, he's just insanely tanky.
So, why did that switch to me? It didn't used to do that very often. I didn't attack her anything.
Yeah, so the tower prioritizes aggro on things attacking the tower. So if all your creeps are around the tower hitting other creeps and it kills its target, if you're in range hitting the tower, it will prioritize you because you are directly hitting it. So what you can do is just stop hitting it right before the creep dies, let it acquire a new creep to attack, and then resume hitting the tower. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what happened there. Well, Prophet came. He's low level, but you should be able to get this tower here. They do have a Pudge, but we see him top, so that's something to consider when you're sieging this tower and not moving. Against Pudge, it's a free hook, but we saw him top, so I don't know if you were cognizant of that, but we knew you were safe. So typically you are not going to take a tower this early in the game. So I guess the plan now is to go top. Is that right?
Yep. I often do. I would say 50% of the time I get one this fast. Just pushing them out. I played against Shadow Fiend, who...
Hopefully you get this kill. Can you... Oh, Fogs. Good try.
Dang it.
Yeah, it's okay. So the decision to go top is a good place to go. I would tell my Veno to take mid, since it's a free lane.
Mid, please?
Yeah, it's a free lane, so you know it's better to be mid than to jungle. But yeah, top makes a lot of sense because that is where their carry is. So if you go to where their carry is, as strong as you are, you prevent him from farming, which you can see PA had to run. You know, so that's the best place to go because their most important hero is now unable to farm, and he has to go jungle, which is much slower. Okay, easy kill. Just hit the tower, it's okay. Very nice, okay. So, yeah, they are not defending their towers at all. So it's kind of tough. Like, it puts me in a rough spot to talk about things that could be going better because I feel like they're just not really... It's like you're playing against bots. Does that make sense?
So tell me what they're doing wrong and how to counter.
So when you were pushing out mid like you were, as the Dro player, if she maxes her scatter shot, I'm not sure if it's called scatter shot, whatever that thing is, the arrow volley. Oh, nice stack. How convenient. So what she should have been doing is maxing that, and then she can just trade farm with you all day. She had, at level 1, 10 damage over you. So she should have done much better in that early CS and gotten an advantage on you. They might have a ward there. Did you notice how he came straight to you? Did you pick up on that? How PA came straight at you? And look where the lane is top. You see Pudge? So that pretty much tells you there has to be a ward here, right? Because why else would she do that when the farm's way up there at the tower? But as I was saying, the Drow should have been much more aggressive on you early. If you recall, you were just sitting downhill and you said, "Oh, I can't believe she didn't hit me."
Yep.
She could have kicked you out of the lane and gotten level 2 before you, and then played the lane from your side of the hill, and I don't think you could have done anything about it. But she didn't do that, so you pushed a bunch, and her alternative, since she didn't push you out, she maxes multi-shot, and then she can just push just as fast as you are. She farms that camp right next to her, and you guys just trade farm, which for her is a win, because I think you're the stronger pushing and laning presence, and she's got more carry potential. So if you guys are equally trading farm and nothing's, no towers are dying, that's an advantage for her. So that's what she should have done. And you can even look now. So you come bottom, no one's here. Like, they're just kind of letting you push down the map. Typically, you would not want to come to Anti-Mage's lane, because what this is going to do is bring a lot of attention here, and he just wants to be left alone and farm. Right, so you see Dro, I don't know if you caught that, Dro is now bottom, and I think there's a good chance he gets silenced and he might even die. Pudge is here, Pango, so they have 3 people here. This is definitely a trap. Notice that there's nobody mid. We see one person top finally, that's PA. You wouldn't expect PA to come fight, right? She wants to farm, so she's the one that's not here. And yeah, you are definitely playing with fire. VS might be a kill. Dro's here.
Oh, 4 of them, wow.
Yeah, I mean, no surprise, right? We knew they were there.
Yep. So the problem with me coming down is I brought all of them to the carry. So I should have kept pushing top and brought everyone top and give him space, correct?
Yes, and did you see where PA was farming while you were down here? It was up here. She was farming top. So by coming bottom to push where AM is, you brought 4 heroes to him, which you tanked the gank, so you died instead of him. But they could have definitely killed him instead, which would have been very bad. And while you did that, PA got space to farm in a lane where if you're there, you just kill her on sight, right? Like, she can't farm at all, right? She only farms when you're this far ahead because you allow her to farm. Now you see they got 4 grouped up here. So AM has all this space, and basically you guys are playing mid. Once they go bottom to deal with AM, you can retake their jungle. And so by farming their jungle, you're taking their farm and basically choking them out to be here. And then if they're good, they'll invade your jungle and they'll play there. And then basically you guys are here, they're there, and you trade farm. So that's like when everyone's playing good Dota, that's what it's going to look like. Yeah, a lot of people here. That Pudge might have a ward. Probably here. You saw how he knew you were there. Okay, we see Brown bottom. So Pango TP'd. There's another one bottom. Yeah, I think you just push mid here. Potential kill on this Dro. I think you can. That's a lot of TPs. Oh, they have vision again. She's hitting you through trees. So they think there's a ward there too.
Yep. Okay.
So, yeah, one thing to note, if you're going to make that move on the Dro, when you're rounding this corner from Fog, when she sees that she's getting ganked, what's her response going to be?
Silence me.
Exactly. So you need to open with your ult so you get that off before you get silenced. Otherwise, if she wants to, she can run, and if she wants to fight, she slows you and has full movement speed because she didn't get ulted, right? So what happened is because your ult wasn't slowing her, you couldn't get away from her. She had the choice: do I run or fight? She knew to fight because she got the TPs. So if you open with that slow and your ult, she won't have that option. As far as items, so it looks like you're thinking Manta style.
No, I was gonna get Sing and Yasha just for life and health.
Okay.
Speed helps me move around the map faster.
Yeah, Yasha's great. It's just an amazing item for really every agility hero in the game. Even a lot of non-agility heroes. But where you go from there, so Sange and Yasha is the kind of item, I'm going to call it a luxury item. It doesn't really give you anything you didn't already do. It just makes you better at everything, right? You're a little bit faster. You attack faster. You've got some status resistance. You're tankier. So in a game like this, when we look at your team, do you think of anything you guys are lacking? Like push, stuns, mobility?
We're lacking stuns. The only stun we have is Nature's Prophets.
Yeah, and
that's a very short one.
Another way to look at it is you have a lot of slows, but the whole game can TP away from you, right? Yep. They just TP and then, okay, they live. So when I look at this lineup, I would think that Atos would be a great item for you because you have that added lockdown. You can cancel a TP. You can hold someone still. You even could have Atos that Dro and gotten away before. So a lot of utility there.
Oh.
Okay, and so here, you see they brought their whole team to kill you, right?
Yep.
So that's a good thing, because, oh, look, they all came. And they did this because you're pushing this tower, but then look what your team is. And you guys have the kind of lineup where you...
We should just be 5. We could 4-man push with Bristle, couldn't we?
You could, but I don't think you should, because the other thing you have is mobility. AM can be all over. Prophet can be everywhere. Bristleback's fast. So I think if you guys spread out and farm the map like your team is doing, and just wait till you're much stronger, I think that's a great way to play this game. Like maybe when Prophet gets Orchid, he'll be ready to fight. Because you see how they're like 4-manning. Like there they are again, there's 4 heroes right there. So they're behind and you took a bunch of towers. So this is a very natural response from the enemy team, is we have to 4-man while PA farms. You know, or we 4-man while AM farms. You know, insert carry hero here. So this is a common theme when you get this big early lead, is that teams play super defensively. So when you hit their tower, they all 4 come. So if you give them those kills, you're getting them back in the game. Whereas if you play a little bit more conservatively, let's say instead of hitting this tower, you stop right here, and then you back, and then your whole team farms the map. It's a lower risk, high reward playstyle that just sort of slowly chokes them out of the game. And I think in a game like this, that's exactly what should happen. Yeah, so here they come again. Yeah, so do you see how they're just roaming together like that?
Yep.
So anytime you show, which, you know, try to take outposts, you show, they just beeline at you. So for like the next 10 minutes of this game-ish, that's going to keep happening. So the way to play around that is you can push from fog with Nether Toxin, right? Like you don't actually have to show. So you can maybe hit like 2 creeps out of the wave, Nether Toxin, then just let that push it. And you play safely behind your creeps and don't show, right? So they have vision here, then, you know, if you go there, they will come. But it's almost like a cat and mouse game at this point, where you guys want to run them around the map, and they want to catch you when they're running as a team.
Oh, somebody left. One little guy in there.
The Embrace is a good one. Alright, so we see them gather. You see them all come to bottom again? So
Yep.
Prophet TP's top. That's great. You want Prophet to be top. Now, this guy's a kill. This guy, see that? He's alone. Perfect. Well played. Now, whole team's coming, so get the kill, walk away. That's perfect. Much better. So do you see how instead of being up here on this tower, when they all come in, they just waste their time. They're not farming. They're not getting experience. And the VS came up to ward because they want to be able to come here together, right? So they need vision. So VS breaks off to ward. You guys kill her. You retreat back to the high ground. Much more stable way to play with this lead. So they're wasting all this time. And now instead of getting kills, they're actually dying.
I was dewarding when I went up to their outpost. They saw me first. I got rid of one. Okay. So.
Yo, we got a coach. I didn't even know you were here, bro.
Amen. Better not. I'm watching you. Amen. Don't do it.
So why are we smoking? Did Prophet get
He wants
Orchid?
He wants to go gank.
So you got to think about, yeah, what's the next objective? If you get a kill, you want something in addition. That
Oh
really
my
worked
goodness.
out.
Take the tower.
Alright, so I will say that even though that probably looked like an amazing gank, that was a very bad play.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, they're on high ground. They could have ganked. If they had all 5, we would have died one at a time.
For
Walking
sure.
in.
So think about the timing. 20 minutes, so this bounty rune is coming, right? So they're going to be here. The triangle, they have a lot of natural high ground. They also could have a ward here, could be a ward here, could be another one there. This is like their most fortified position on the entire map. So going uphill like that, and you didn't even have all 5 players, was an extreme risk, and you put yourself in a very bad tactical spot, but it worked out because they're not where they're supposed to be. So you get a lot of leeway in games like this, and that's why you shouldn't, don't sweat like mistakes. It's all about just not making huge, big mistakes, and you're going to be given so many opportunities, you'll still win the game. And as your MMR increases, obviously that will change. But for now, it's fine. I don't want you to form habits that are bad because they work now, just to unlearn them later, because it'll be much harder.
Got it.
So like the main takeaway there is at 20 minutes going up that hill, I mean, it's just very risky. Same here, it's still not a good place to be. So your AM, no surprise he's dead. He shouldn't be there.
They
So
dewarded me.
yes,
He wasn't watching the map. They already dewarded me. Up there.
so when you were here and you see them here going on AM, I think it's much better to just come up here and farm this area, take the outpost, rather than walk to where they are. See your team sticking around. So we already know there's all those heroes there. And that's what happens. So you can't control your team, right? That was just not a good play. You guys even have vision. So like there's really no reason for that to be happening. But had you gone up here with Prophet to push, Prophet can TP. Well, Prophet can TP bottom, right? He doesn't have to be top. So you could have been top, Prophet goes bottom, and then they invest all 5 heroes, 1 lane, and you guys are in 2 other lanes at the same time. So even if your team feeds like they did, you're still getting pressure on the map, and as they push this mid tower, which you better believe they're about to, you would be hitting high ground here and finishing off this tier 2 here. So this kind of just comes from the map awareness we talked about. That's a good hook.
That was a good hook. I was just pulling back.
This guy might be dead. He has 4 stuff though. Oh, he just used it like that, huh? See, now there's a lot of farm top someone should be getting. But yeah, I think that's the big recurring theme I'm seeing right now in this game is that they're playing in a 4 with 1 off map type style. They used to call it 4 protect 1, but that's really not what's happening. But they're playing in this way, so I think learning to spread out and farm the map is a skill that I'm not seeing here. And a lot of that comes with experience, just recognizing the way that I learned this was playing Bounty Hunter. So when I'm playing Bounty Hunter and I do really good early, which is fairly often because I'm a very good Bounty Hunter, enemy teams start doing this where they 5-man really hard on sentry wards because if they leave there, I kill them, right? So they just clump really hard. And what happens is if I keep trying to play the way they got me ahead, I start feeding because they're just there's no kill opportunity. You know, they're choosing to be inefficient so they can be more safe. So when that happens, that's your time to spread out and farm the map. So there's good chance they're coming here. Remember we talked about pushing, they're 4-manning. We only see 1 guy mid. So I'd be very careful. Here they are. Sure enough. Oh my god, he's getting out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have a TP scroll. Cardinal sin here.
Oh man. Hope your family doesn't find out what you did. Dad was playing today. He did not have a TP scroll.
My mouse pad almost fell off.
Here you can see the frustration from Pink. You know, they're running around the map trying to catch you guys, and AM and Prophet are just running them around like morons. So that's just the nature of the game. So I think there's another good lesson here, which is in this game, the way you would normally play Viper does not apply. Because you mentioned it earlier, shouldn't we just 4-man? Because I'm so strong, we just 4-man, I hit towers, we win the game. Normally that's what you do, right? And that's what Viper's designed to do. But yeah, in this particular game, it's a non-bow.
Oh, what's anti-mage doing?
Oh my goodness. So I think it's getting to a point in the game where team fights are kind of impossible for you guys. At least on a 5-on-5 basis. Another issue I'm seeing is that this Dro keeps just auto-attacking you, and you don't have any way to get out of it. This is not unheard of. Some Vipers have gone Ghost Scepter into Ethereal Blade. That's not common, but in a game like this with a PA and a Dro that can both just shred you, it is a viable solution.
Okay.
I think Manta style is another good way to get out of it, because you can purge the silence, purge the slow, and, you know, split up. Nice. Okay, you can push now. I would be careful with your mana here, because you didn't really need to nuke that wave, right? And you're kind of low mana, so I would have held that Nether Toxin. Alright.
Yeah, you're right. They totally got us on the team fights just because of PA's. They got stuns, and then PA hits super hard. So
Yep.
we need to take the map and hit targets, not team fight.
And the thing is, you can't kill this PA because she can blink out herself and you don't have stuns, and she also has Nether Swap. So you're just not going to kill her. So it's like you said, she's free to just wait until she can jump in and start killing people, and that's what the team fights are going to look like every time. So Teal has the right idea. Do you see where Anti-Mage is farming right now? Well, I guess he's not even farming, but that's really bad what he's doing. He should be bottom right now, just the same way that Prophet's top while they're pushing mid. He's supposed to be bottom, and that's the strength of your guys' lineup. So another way to think about playing this game is that maybe you get a blink dagger so that you can pressure these side lanes and then have a blink to get away and escape, right? So if with a blink dagger, Shadow Blade's another item that will do this, Force Staff to a lesser degree. An item like that will enable you to play better with a lineup like this, where you can almost, you've heard the term Rat Dota, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is how you win this game. You play Rat Dota, right? So items that make you good at Rat Dota are not items that you would probably get on Viper typically. But in this particular game, that's just, I think, the way to win. And you can see how hard the fights are getting. So okay, Fairy Fire is pretty good for you. Yeah, they are.
Are you guys playing tag? Oh my goodness. Nathan, come get him! Come get him!
Okay. So you think Shadow Blade, so I can gank and escape and get away and get their backline, or what?
Shadowblade is good, and that is one way to do it. I would note that Veno already has a Shadowblade, so they do have diminishing returns. The more people that have it, the better True Sight becomes, right? So, and it's also playstyle preference. What would you be more comfortable doing? Would you rather have Blink for that mobility, or would you rather have Shadowblade for, you know, the invis and the increased movement speed? I'm a Blink player personally, but both items can work. It's just a matter of, you know, what are you better at doing? What do you prefer to do? You've got some options there.
I don't blink very often, so it's probably good for me to practice it while I've got someone.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. Especially if it's not something you would normally do, then all the more reason to practice in an unranked game, right? It's a good exercise. Yeah, what's up, guys? This is live. So, what's up, Treble Axe, Ed? Good to see you guys. Yeah, the boys are in full force right now, having a good old time. So yeah, this game was a little off the rails. It's kind of slowed down and stabilized. You can see one of the consequences. Before you had awesome deep wards, and now you don't have that anymore. So that is going to make the game harder to play. And that's one of the advantages of, had you guys never left their jungle, and had you kept playing here earlier, you would never have lost all this vision.
Ah! I wanted to put the vision down and get out. I was heading out right when they all showed up.
Yeah.
They are staying right on top of it, though.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, if I would have had Blink, I would have made it out. So let's get a Blink lined up. Because I need to be able to put a ward down, take one out, and get out quickly. I need to be able to move faster. I'm so slow, they're just dropping us.
And
What the fuck?
yeah, and in this case, I don't think it was safe to go there at all.
Does somebody have
So
a gem?
the way you have to deward when they're this strong is you just wait till you know that they're not there, and then you go. And that takes a lot of discipline, you know. And in a place like this where they're all farming, it may be 5 to 10 minutes before they leave. You know, they're not going to leave usually until they get a kill, and then they push, which is what happened. So that's something you definitely learn playing hard support as well, because you're always the easiest kill in the entire map, right? So you pick up on that skill pretty quick of just knowing when you're not allowed to deward, and that was one of those moments. So I think it's important. Okay, you're dead. What I was gonna say is it's very important that you get your Nether Toxin on PA when she commits with Blink Strike, because you break her passive, and that's your chance to kill her. But she had BKB, so it didn't matter anyway. But-
I think we've lost this one.
If you guys keep fighting them, you definitely lose. You can win, but you can't ever fight them.
Get out of there.
Yeah, I don't know what AM is. He might actually get caught. He should be uncatchable, but he's just not blinking. So he might actually die. I'm confused.
He likes to walk.
Bro, the only thing I've been trying to do is push. That's all I'm doing.
Nature's Prophets do winning us the game by pushing. Okay. We can't take that team fight, Bristle.
That was awesome.
They've got swap. Back up.
Gotta love this Veno. The jungle Veno. He's got words for me.
Yeah, I can start cutting creep with. I don't want to right now. I can't see anybody.
I think your Prophet has a pretty good idea of how to play this game. I don't like his items, but positionally, I think he's got it pretty much down. So you can see there's a bunch of people top. They've all kind of recongregated here. So then that's your chance to push out bottom. AM's in a good spot right now. That's the most dangerous place to farm, but he's also the hardest kill and the fastest to run. So AM is where he should be. I think your job is to just pick up some jungle here, which you're doing. So that's good. Now they're off map and they disappeared top. So they could be rushing or they could be coming to gank you guys bottom. So I would be very careful about showing him vision here. Yep, see them? They're on AM.
Yeah, so we can push bottom. Well,
Yep.
depends how many are after him.
And we knew they had to be doing that, right? Because look at this lane. They're not defending it, but they were all just there. So, you know, you talked about like map awareness. A lot of times you know where they are just by nature of knowing where they are not. So by them not being top in a lane that they need to push, we know, see, and now they're in your jungle. We know they're making that aggressive move because mid is pushed, top is pushed, and bottom is pushed, and they're not defending lanes. So process of elimination, they have to be ganking you. That's why your position there was very safe, and I think you moved to a good spot. You held your TP, so good. I think you played that well. Veno got caught. You always want to push lanes over farm neutrals, but teal and blue have the lanes pushed, so you're okay to jungle. Relic is a great item. That's good.
Fucking PA.
What does that do for me? The spell damage?
It gives you debuff duration increase and spell damage. I think it should go on Venomancer. It's amazing on, you know, supports with disables, but you don't have any. So Venomancer I think is probably the best in this case.
Alright.
Okay, this guy's cutting your wave. He's probably alone, but we still don't see his team, so I would be very careful about going up there. You can see the lane is still here, so you can just jungle, because there's no creeps coming for a while.
Nature's Prophet's doing an awesome job.
Yep, that's scary. I can't believe he just cut that fat wave. That's terrifying. Holy smokes. This guy's nuts, dude. Oh, PA's on you. Oh, AM should not be fighting this guy. Oh my gosh.
Especially,
Yeah.
especially with BKB's up. Why would you go in when BKB's up? Wait for it to wear off at least.
Even if it's not up, he still does not win that. That's why PA tipped him. Like PA knew that was retarded. It's just AM does not win that fight.
Okay, blink. Getting closer. Oh, don't go up there. Don't go up there. There's two of them.
Crimson Guard's a good item this game. Bristleback got that. So yeah, so I think you can probably see now in hindsight that going Sanj and Yasha first, it didn't really do anything for you. Going back for the Atos, it felt underwhelming because it came like 15 minutes later than it should have, right? And it was at that point in the game you weren't stronger than them anymore, so you couldn't actually take fights. So I think part of the reason why you had a fall off on your hero is based on your item build. I think where you chose to go up until you left here and then came bottom to push. So like your first two towers, I think you played very well. I think you made good decisions on where to go, and it was a good progression to take their map. It's a very hard kill.
Yo, we ain't doing bad. I'm making a lot of space, boys. Get fat.
Do they have it warded up here? How did PA find me last time?
I think...
0 and 9.
Oh, man.
Space created.
It certainly could be warded. Yep, there it is. This is very bad. This is very bad. You guys do not want to be team fighting. Sam could have cut the wave. He did not. Yeah, it's not looking good, man. I think your AM does not know what he's supposed to do. Veno and Bristleback seem well-meaning, but a little lost. Yeah, Orange is correct. They're fat, we can't do shit, play your rat game. That's a funny way to say it, but he's right. Yeah, your AM has no basher. Like I do not know what he's doing. It's a very bad use of his time. Yeah, I think items were the main issue here. And then once you went bottom, you guys kind of lost control of their jungle, and I think that's when they got more back into the game.
So I should have stayed up in their jungle.
Yes, so again, we talked about why AM does not want people in his lane, and you going there brings people there, so that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is, when you went top after mid, you saw that PA got pushed out of the lane, so PA couldn't farm. And as you push top and you take over this place and you ward it, PA can no longer farm there either. So then, if you stay in their jungle, that leaves the triangle for PA. Now, realistically, you are not going to be able to kick her out of the triangle, but notice she gets 3 camps, including an ancient camp that this is like 8 minutes in the game, dude. Like you took mid so fast. The PA cannot farm ancients at that point in the game. So effectively, PA stuck to 2 camps, and you guys get all of top. And yeah, you just sort of choke them out of the game until you're strong enough to go high ground.
How did she stun me? Does her dagger activate the bash?
Yes, her dagger picks up all of her attack effects. So lifesteal from Satanic, minus armor from Desolator, and a bash potential from the Abyssal.
Alright, I can't go up there. Do we have anyone that can?
Yeah, you really can't. I mean, it's the same problem, right? Even on high ground, you still just can't fight these guys. Like, the way to win this game was to stopping them from getting to this point. But now that they're here, there's really no counterplay. Hey, take it easy. That was much more controlled, but I still wish you'd be nice to your brother. Okay, so would definitely like to spend maybe like 10 minutes on the replay once this is up, and then we should have enough time to do it all over again, to play, get another game in and check the replay. What are you doing to your brother? Oh, this veno.
What's anti-mage doing?
He's trying to be a hero. He manted before the silence. Yeah. Rough game.
Would have been a whole lot better if he waited for some of us to get up. But
Yeah, or if he held his manta until he had something to dispel. I mean, that's kind of the point of buying a manta, right? You can manta dodge abilities, you can dispel things like silences, but he did none of the above. Hey, Adam! Oh my god! Jeez. Dude, I got a toddler problem. I don't know what to do about it.
that's okay. What do you do?
He just keeps aggressively pulling his almost 1-year-old brother to the floor. So he bonks his head on stuff because, he doesn't have a lot of control. He's not even 1 yet. You're getting there, but not quite. So I don't know what to do. He's getting bullied. Adam, he's going to be bigger than you. He's going to beat you up. Here, take him.
Nature's Prophet did awesome. Can't say that for the rest. The rest of them kept going in on. Bristol thought he was invincible.
Yeah. Agreed. So
I got destroyed once we switched. What time is it? 6:26. Okay.
yeah, we're doing good on time. So if you look, can you see here? Let me share my Discord. One sec. Okay, should see a live stream up. Can you see?
Yep, I can see. I'm gonna start
Okay.
to move around. Show me.
So you took the tower at about 6 or 7 minutes, which is about this spot, right? So despite having a tower down, you're up by literally 3 gold on this dro. And if you look at the 10-minute mark, you're only up by 200 gold. And that gold is from the tower. So it's obviously still good to be taking a tower, but to take a tower that fast and not have a large lead on gold, I think is telling me that you should be able to be getting more advantage out of that. And if we look at XP, I guess I can't do here we go, player level. Let's see. So 10 minutes you're here, then Dro is the green line. She's right there with you. She's actually a little bit ahead. So it's kind of the same concept, right? If she is struggling in the lane so hard that you take her tower, but she's still getting all this farm and XP, then that sort of negates a lot of the usefulness of you taking that tower. It still opens up the map, so it's still a good thing. It gives gold to your team. Obviously, it's still a positive. But I think that we could have gotten a lot more advantage out of what we had. I have the replay set to notify. Okay, it's up. So there's a couple of things I want to look at. I want to look at a little bit of the laning phase. We're going to take a look at the 20-minute move you guys made up into their triangle. and we're going to look at the moment where you left their jungle and how that opened up their map. I think beyond that, the rest was kind of, explained during the game.
Wait,
what the hell? Is this my game? Am I an idiot? No, it's not. What are these here? This must not be the game you just played.
no, it's not.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, we are going to.
It's one of my games, but it's not the last.
Yeah, I saw the heroes. I'm like, wait, what? This is my game? What happened? Oh man, that's funny. Okay, here's the one.
What is it?
Here we go.
The battle begins.
All right. So, game just started. All right, creeps just spawned. You can see this Dro is here fighting the AM, right? So we have vision on Dro. And again, note her items. So she went all damage. She's doing 65 damage. You have a lot of regen. So you are only doing 52 damage, which basically means you cannot fight her for CS. The only CS you're going to get is by outplaying her. And, in matchmaking, they should be putting you about with equal skilled opponents. So that's not a reliable strategy. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It's just not a reliable way to win. So if you think about all this regen you got, Tango is okay. Tangos are fine. Typically you get pooled regen from your supports, but I understand it's an unranked game. Probably not going to happen. So Tango is okay, cool. You had the ward, which you never placed, and we'll see that. The Mango is 70 gold. That does not give you any damage. It gives you negligible regen at this point in the game. And I just think that's a big investment. The Clarities as well. Clarities and Mangoes are great for Viper, but right now you don't need them. Right? You're full everything. You're just starting the game, and because you have so much regen, you can't actually fight her for any CS. So as the lane develops, speed this up a little bit. All right. So the lane meets. She went to get the bounty, and you saw she started here. So if you recall, I was saying you should nuke the wave and push right away. The reason I was saying that is because I was watching where she was, and I knew that she could not be to this lane in time. So if you are already nuking and attacking down this range creep, she's actually not here for any of that. Right? And you can see the other thing is you didn't place your ward. Here, this will really put it into perspective for you. All right, you didn't place the ward, right? And so when you go downhill to hit this creep, you can't see where she is. So number one, that's going to lead you to getting harassed a lot. And number two, it basically guarantees this range creep gets denied. Now, the significance of this range creep is that if that gets denied, you are not going to hit level 2 from this first creep wave. That's a big deal. So if she hits level 2 from the first wave and you do not, you've basically lost the lane. Because for the next wave, she's up a level on you. She has a second ability. She's doing even more damage that you're unable to do. And it makes the lane very hard. So just as a general rule, if you're playing in this lane and you're playing downhill and you can't see uphill, you're almost definitely making a mistake. So options you have here, we talked about, let's go back, let's say 10 seconds. Okay. So we talked about, we saw she has no regen because she went for damage. You, on the other hand, you got a lot of regen, right? So what's a way that you could play with these items to make this an advantage for you?
Oh, what we talked about. The thing was more farm. I could have been farming the experience from the camps. At least stacking them. Build up to get my... instead of... since she could push me back with her damage, I should have been doing Nether Toxin so I could do the camps and the waves a lot faster and make sure I get the last hits.
So that's one option, and that's good. But the other option is, Think about what happens if you walk past this creep wave. So you can walk up, because she's not here, you can actually walk up to her side and play from up here for free. So you can just take the high ground immediately on her side. And that's totally free because she's not there to hit you like 4 times while you do it. So had you done that, and you're playing, let's say, around where this flag is. Let me pause. So you saw the tower range there, right? If you play about where the flag is, you can hit her. You might aggro this creep. But again, we talked about you could actually kill this creep for free. So you can just kill this creep. Then you definitely want to aggro it. You can zone her totally out of this first wave. That's going to give you probably 2 melee creep denies, possibly 3. And then she's starting the game without that XP and down CS. And now she has to CS on her tower at the weakest point of her whole game as far as her damage is concerned. On top of that, because she did not buy regen, every time you trade hits with her, you pull ahead because you can heal and she can't. So
I could force her out to go heal or have her spend her money and bring in a courier.
Exactly. But what you can't have happen is to be in this situation where you guys are trading farm and you're trading into someone with higher damage. And I think that's exactly what happened in the lane. So again, because of the items here, I think the way you make this work, which again, I would not recommend so much regen, but you could have made it work by just being up here extremely aggressively and trading your regen for her no regen, forcing her out of the lane, and then you get your farm that way. So that's your path to victory under this circumstance. With all that said, just to watch this again from your perspective, that got denied. You still can't see her. And you could have placed the ward. She wasn't there. She wouldn't have seen it. You know, so at least if you place the ward, you have vision. And then think about this whole wave you just played. Imagine you play that again, but instead of here, you're up on this hill.
Up here.
Right.
She couldn't have got close. She might not have got experience, even if I missed the deny. Just depends if I pushed her back.
Yep. And the other thing is, if you're playing from up here, see how you're pushing the lane into her? If you're playing from up here and she can't touch the lane, imagine you don't push the lane at all. You just sit there and you just body her out of the lane. And you don't hit the creeps. You're just waiting for last hits. You're controlling the equilibrium. You're keeping it right here in the center where she can't go because of the positioning. And you're denying everything and you're farming everything. And you don't have to deal with the fact that she does more damage than you because you're not even playing that game. And if she wants to come up and fight you, you drop the toxin on her. You trade hits. She walks away. She has fairy fire only, you know? So I think that is a much better approach to this lane. And you can see, so when you push, okay, so now you're here on tower. Normally you were hitting the tower. You actually didn't there. But when that went on to tower, you can follow these creeps. And as long as you are not hitting her, you're not going to aggro the tower. So you can actually deny these creeps on tower against her. Right? There's no punishment to you for doing that. So now she's fighting you on tower for CS, which is very hard for her. So that's another way that it won't deny her the XP, unless of course you get a deny. But it's probably going to impact the amount of gold she makes. So now imagine this same lane, except you're trading hits with her aggressively because you bought regen and she didn't. And when the creeps are on tower, you're fighting her for CS. So she has to buy more regen because you hit her. So she just has to buy the regen. If she doesn't, the game's over. So okay, fine. So she has to buy regen. And she's getting less CS because she's farming with much higher pressure. And she's competing for you because you're going on the tower with her. And then basically, it's like here you can contest this creep. And then as this range creep goes, you back up again. So you move up for the deny. Range creep takes aggro, then you back off because obviously you don't want to tank tower. Right? So that's the key. You never want to tank the tower because that's just going to go bad for you. But you can play this lane much more aggressively. And if you would like to, we can do a quick lobby match and I can be the Viper, you can be the Dro, and I can show you what I'm talking about. And you can feel it from her side of the immense pressure that puts you under in the lane. Because it's a lot. So
I think just in case the next game goes long, I can't be late for the next one. So let's just play the next one, and this time I'll get the items correct, and then we'll see. Depending on who I'm against, we'll see if I can take the high ground.
Okay. No problem. We talked about trying to get this camp stacked. It's much easier to stack this camp, but of
Yeah,
course,
I stack the top one all the time, but
yeah, I mean, Veno's there. So you can, if you notice these trees, you can use... There might be a tree up here that you can just eat one tree and get it. But because I'm not a mid player, I don't know which tree that is. But with 2 tangos, for sure, you can get through.
I think it's 2. I think it's the big one there above the point, and then the one under it.
Yeah, like the purple one up here at the top. And then under
one
it,
right under.
or
Yeah.
this other purple one. And yep, I agree. I know for sure for 2. There might be one. I don't know. But yeah, that would make this camp easier. Obviously, you don't want to just use tangos for that, so whatever. But okay, so I don't think there's much more to talk about in the lane. It's kind of a wash beyond that. Here now she's got her ability up a bit, so you can't really push into her as much. And you can kind of see, let's get the CS. Yeah, so if you look at the farm, she's fine. She's farming just like you are, but she also has 5 denies on top of it. And the other thing is pushing up so aggressively on the tower is a risk to you, because at this point in the game, with +1 person, she frost arrows you. If you're starting from up where she is right now, they can kill you. So Pudge could come, VS could come, and because you didn't drop your ward, you wouldn't necessarily know that they're even there. So I just think there's a lot of risk you took in this lane for no reward. Okay, yeah. With all that said, I do like that you took the tower so early. That was obviously huge. We're going to zoom through this, and you go top next. I think top is good. I would have liked you to go up either through this way, and if you hug the bottom, you can get around the outpost vision. You can see it kind of cuts short there, so you can hug through. Or, stop here, notice you went left instead of up. Yep. Since you're ganking, it's much better if you come up and around, and I think you would have actually got this kill had you done that. But the rotation's good. You come to PA's lane, you see they spot you instantly, and I think that's why this gank doesn't happen. Another thing, you could have also pathed into these trees because you saw which way she was moving. And then like the super next level play, as soon as you come up here and you get spotted, I went too far. Here we go. How does she get out of this gank? It's Blink Strike, right?
The swap. I should have, if I would have got my nether or my ulti on Venge and took her out of commission. She's less life. So.
You could have gone on Venge and you would have killed her, but I think going on PA is correct because she's the much better kill. And frankly, you'll probably get both if you start with PA, but you're definitely not getting both if you start with VS. So I'm totally cool with your prioritization of target. What I'm saying is that here, you see how VS split up, right? And then PA goes to lane. Well, we know that the way PA...
Straight up.
Yes, exactly. Go straight up so that you close the gap to both of them and you take away this Blink Strike option. And had you made that pathing, you would have got this kill for sure. But the rotation's still great. So, you know, just a little bit more refinement, and that play gets you a kill on their carry, which is, of course, very good. So, okay, Pudge comes. You guys push the tower. This is all good. Yeah, they can't really contest you, so all right, cool. Free stack, all right. Yep, and there's the ward, right? We said there had to be a ward there, so there it is. Took a lot of damage. Okay, now this is the moment where you TP bottom. So if you look at the clock, you're at 9 minutes 30 seconds, which is about the time you want to start making a move on the outpost. The outpost is a very big objective. So as a general rule of thumb, the outpost you want to target is the off lane outpost, not your safe lane. And the reason for that is because by coming up here and being strong in their off lane, that's where their carry is farming. So their carry is probably weaker than their offlaner because typically the carry needs more time to come online. So not only is that the weakest core on their team, typically, but that's the one that wants to farm the most. And by you bringing your strength to them, you take away their farm. So you were actually in exactly the right place to take their outpost. And, you know, if you and Bristleback are there, let's say Veno comes up, they're not going to contest you. Prophet threatens a TP the whole time, so he can always be there. They cannot take that fight. So then you deny this outpost, right? You push in deeper. You take this is a great place to have a ward and a sentry. You can take that over. You might get a ward here. But from there, you take over this entire jungle of theirs, with the outpost being your spot for the team to TP to, and that strangles them out of the map, right? So we talked about that. And then by going bottom, you brought AM there, which we talked about, so I don't want to cover that much. Last thing I'll cover, so I'm being mindful of time here. So the 20-minute mark, Bristleback calls for a smoke. Now, a smoke should always lead to something more than just kills, right? The kills are the starting point, but you want an objective too. So my thought is, at this point in the game, 3 seconds before 20-minute mark, from this position, where can you possibly go to get an objective on the smoke? Like, there's nothing, right? Like, there's just, this does not do anything ever, right? There's no tower here to gank and push. There's no tower here to gank and push. This tower's across the map and also already gone. You're not going to get a tier 2 at this point. And you're too late for their outpost, which is 20 minutes. The outpost would have made sense, but you're too late, right? So I know this wasn't your play call, but being able to recognize this smoke is a trap. Like, 99 times out of 100, this smoke loses you the game, especially when you look at where you went. And we talked about this is where their wards are strongest, typically. So let's take a look here. This is their vision right now. So, hang on, dang it. Let's do it this way. Alright. So I went free camera, fog, dire. I'm a pro, I swear. Alright, so look, they have a ward here with sentry. Another redundant ward here, which isn't even needed. They're on the high ground. The bounty already spawned. So, like, this is an incredibly strong position for them. They have a TP opportunity here, TP opportunity here, whatever makes sense. So this was incredibly risky. Bristleback is not tanking in the front. He's walking headfirst up this hill. This gank is a lot of times where you would have lost the game. So this worked out because if you look, PA's not there. She had a TP. She just didn't bother coming. And this guy was late. And he has no ult. I don't know where his ult went, but he doesn't have it. So anyways, this worked out for you, but I would be a bad coach if I did not tell you how bad of a play this was. It worked out because, yes, yeah, they're making big mistakes, and that's why it worked out. So anyways, any questions, any comments on that?
Nope.
Okay, I know that's a lot of info, but I'm ready. If you want to play another game, let's do it.
Yep. Switching that back over here. And how do I get off of the live?
I'll just stop the stream.
Come on. I don't need to see it both places.
Yeah.
Get busy.
Yeah, plus imagine the bandwidth. Oh my goodness. Wasteful.
I've got 400 down. Well, yeah, everyone's away. Oh, I've got 400 down and 20 up.
20 up, wow. Not much considering the download speed's so high, but plenty. Yep. 20 up is still plenty. Are you going ranked this time? Or...
I can. Better communication on ranked. Just depends how long it takes to pop.
I was just wondering because you left the party.
Oh, it wanted me to restart the client.
Yeah, I tried to invite you and just saw why you left. While we're waiting on this game, another cool thing, if you have the presence of mind when that Bristleback wants to smoke and you know it's a bad play, by you refusing to do it, you basically make them not do it themselves because they're definitely not going to do it with one less person. I mean, I would hope not. So you can kind of influence them to make the better decision that way. I think we both did the thing. Here we go. I'll make you party leader, and I will coach. There we go. Yes. And then,
random deathmatch. Oh, random deathmatch.
We'll see.
Hasn't popped in 2 years. I always have it on.
You need, if it ever does pop, please tell me. We will commemorate that day. We'll find a way to celebrate. You know, and that if this is a decade from now, I don't care. Find a way to let me know. And that'll be cool.
I don't even know why it's on the. There's 5 options. Why is it there if nobody uses it? Pick something
Yeah.
new.
I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Another way you can try to dissuade them. Most people do not like being told what to do. I'm certainly one of those people. So if you tell me, no, don't do this gank, it's stupid, like most people are going to be like, okay, F you. But if you can say, give them thoughtful questions to make them think about it. You know, like, what objective are we taking? You know, or what are we...
Or say, follow me, let's smoke up to their outpost. Say, great idea, let's smoke to their outpost. Just
right.
Redirect.
Which would have been good had it not been 19 minute 57 seconds all the way over there when he called the smoke. So if that, add 30 seconds.
I think when he originally called the smoke, we were a lot closer because I was up by the other. The first time he called it, I was up farming the top camp by the tower.
Could be. I was just looking at when it happened, not when he asked for it. So
yeah, it took a while for us to actually. He said it a bunch. So
yeah, and sometimes that's the problem, especially at a lower rank, is trying to get people on the same page. You have a small window, and when you spend 20 seconds getting on the same page, the window's closed. So
someone else grabbed mid before I clicked there. That's okay. I can do Underlord, or I can just do depending who we have. Who do we need? Well, let's just actually see who we need. Oh, he's left mid. Oh. Okay. Never mind.
Cool. You just gotta puff your chest out and stick your face there. And if you have to, you roll. But
10 seconds remaining.
yeah, true mid players, they got that alpha personality, so you just gotta let them know how it's gonna be.
If I get there, I usually just click on it on my spam click, and I just forgot this time because lately, less than years ago, people would always fight for mid. These days in unranked, it's a lot less people want mid. They don't want the pressure of being blamed.
Oh wow! Plot twist.
Do you want mid with Medusa? I'll go Underlord.
Do you have a?
So, does our coach have a mic, or is he just kind of AFK?
Do you have a backup mid?
Zeus.
Stop it!
A long time since I played him.
Go.
Is Zeus available? Strength, agility.
He's also banned.
He's also banned.
10 seconds remaining.
You have a backup.
5 seconds remaining.
Underlord's playable. You can make that happen.
I can do Underlord.
Oh my God! No, you can't. They took it.
Okay, now who do you suggest?
I mean, what do you like playing? Veno is a Viper-like hero. Necrophos is a Viper-like hero.
5 seconds.
Pugna.
I'll do Venomancer.
Oh my goodness. Veno. Okay. So, similar concepts. Viper, plants himself in the lane, pushes your tower, is really obnoxious. Veno kind of does the same thing, but a little bit slower with a little bit less mobility. But if you can identify on the map where you should be, it's extremely powerful.
Okay, so am I starting off with agility hit, or what's my...
You definitely want damage items. And part of the problem with Veno, especially as a mid, he does not do a lot of damage, right? He's got a weak last hit. But he has really good harass, and eventually your wards get leveled up to the point where it doesn't matter, you do no damage, no one can come anywhere near you. So I would start with a Wraith Band, and probably, if you want tangos, tangos are fine. If you're comfortable with a Fairy Fire is fine. It's just if you get the Fairy Fire, you have to commit to not taking any damage. Stop it, Adam, what are you doing? What happens when you get older and the other kids know you like to play with trash cans? They're going to make fun of you.
What do you go first on?
So the first skill, let's see who's mid first. I'm guessing it's Marana, actually. But it could be Terrorblade. Could be Underlord, I guess. They kind of have a weird lineup. So let's hold the skill point until we know who it is. Now Gale is... You gotta work with your mom. Gale is not so good at level 1 because you see the damage per tick is very low. It's only 15 per tick. But
There's 3. She's gonna... Should I get wards out? Or she's gonna...
Definitely not wards level 1 because they kill them in 2 hits, so they just feed gold. It's going to be Poison Sting most of the time, and Gale if you're going for First Blood with your team. I do not think you guys are going to get First Blood, though, so I would say Poison Sting is the way to go.
They got First Blood below.
Right, but I mean, I don't think you guys are killing anybody here. You can just level Poison Sting and you'll do more damage.
Oh, I thought I already clicked on it.
Yeah, then you want to get back mid. I would probably TP. You definitely don't want to miss any creeps.
I thought I already clicked on it. My mouse must have slid up.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay, good. So try to keep your passive on her at all times, and that's going to make her regen less effective. Right? So you don't have to keep hitting her, but just keep that passive applied. As for the range creep, you kind of want to go uphill to get it, so you can't possibly miss. Okay, good. That's fine. Perfect. Walk away. Excellent. Range creep deny here is more important than the kill.
Oh,
That's okay. Nice try. Definitely want to tango up in between creeps. Now, Potom is another very low damage hero.
oh!
Okay, dodge the arrow. That's alright. Range creep is
I need to get my
deniable.
ward out.
Yeah, those range creep denies cost you a lot.
Next time, ping him first, then so I can catch up. Okay.
Now, she does have a range advantage on you,
I got you,
so one option to deal with that is to aggro the creeps by right-clicking her near the creep wave,
do it.
and then you can pull the creeps towards you, which will help, but it's pushing, so there's no need to do that.
Oh my goodness. I'm so used to the Viper and Underlord.
Yeah. Yeah, Veno is a different animal. So levels 3, 4, 5, make sure you get your Serpent Ward. It's crucial to playing mid. And I think leveling Gale was a mistake. Because if you had level 2 wards right now, you could start using them. But still with level 1 wards, it's just not worth using.
Am I going for more right-click damage here?
Yeah, I think you need one more Wraith Band. Alternatively, if you like Phase Boots, you could get Phase Boots. The Blades of Attack would fix your problem as well. It's just a playstyle call.
I'll get speed so I can get away.
Yeah, I love Phase Boots personally. Okay, that's all her damage. Okay, see how she farmed your ward? That's what you got to be careful of. I think it's like 12 gold-ish each one. It's significant. You have opportunities to stack each minute as well, so you're a great hero for that. So now with the wards, I think try to place them like kind of here, at least to start. And then once you push this into tower, consider dropping a ward to hit her clarity as well. That's kind of a fun thing to do. You can just drop one, yep, and then hit her. So definitely be more aggressive with wards now. And then I think one of the best things you can do, you still have your ward, which is good. So if you can get control of her high ground, which you're going to need HP regen.
Oh, I tried to move out of that way of that.
Gale? Gale? Ooh, I think you got her.
Oh man! Just run, just.
It's going to be close. Yeah, get a salve for the lane. Maybe even 2, but 1 for sure. So if you can take over her high ground, then you know this camp that you can farm. You can farm this camp and the lane with the same serpent wards in between. And then that obs you have, you can put up here to keep you safe. And you can choke her out and take her tower doing that. That ward just one step higher gives you vision, so that would be a better place. Watch for an arrow.
Ah,
Yeah, it's just like Pudge. You got to be mindful if you're standing still. So push aggressively here, get wards up. Try to put the wards here, and then you can take the camp and the lane. Just watch for the arrow again. You are killable, so be careful. Okay, she played that really bad. She might die. That's okay, though. So now get your ward up here. So that's your biggest threat is the support coming. So you want to take that out. And then now you can attack here and pull that to your same... yep, exactly. And just keep the wards there.
oh, how do I get aggro?
Definitely want more regen. Yeah, so it's a lot riskier with such low health. Okay, that's good. So the lane's pushed, so you want to try to jungle right now. You want to use your time efficiently. So yeah, backing up is totally fine. We talked about it's kind of risky to go up any further. Are you aware that backpacking your Wraith Band will heal you more during the salve?
Now that you say that, I'm aware of it, but I've never micromanaged and done it.
Okay. The backpack's nice for that because you just drop it in backpack, bring it back, and then that like 7-second item cooldown is the duration of your heal. So it'll squeeze out more value from your salve. Same with like a clarity. It's weird. Wonder if she has vision. That was kind of fishy. Problem with I noticed you're using Gale frequently, and it's only level 1, and we talked about it's very weak level 1. And you also leveled your ult. So even with the 2 clarities, if you look, you do not have the mana to support all these abilities. So like if you go mana boots, I think it's okay to Gale so liberally. But without the mana boots, I just don't think you can keep up all the spell usage. Oh, what a miss. She's trying to hit your clarity. Gotcha that time. I think Raindrop is a good item for this lane. So that will give you some mana regen, which is great for you, and that magic block will make you a lot tankier. And I think maybe we need some health regen too, because you can't just keep buying salves, and you take a lot of damage from her nukes, right? She's definitely got high ground vision. You saw she hit you there from not having any vision, so we know she has a ward. Got a chance to stack coming up. Hey, come on.
Let's do it, let's do it. Do it, do it, do it.
Can you get him?
I'm tired of having to do this stupid.
Just pen him. Put him in the pen.
I've been doing that.
Should I do anything with this haste rune to help anyone, or just fight
Well,
my lane?
If you leave lane, you kind of have to come right back because she's pushing on your tower, right? So you can't really do anything. That's, a great point. We talked about how to determine if you should leave the lane. So you do not want to leave the lane if it means your tower gets pushed. So a prerequisite to you leaving to gank is having her hitting creeps on her tower. And then you get like a 30-second window to gank before you have to TP back. So
Alright, what regen should I get with this guy? The ring, or...
So we already kind of committed to face boots, so we don't want tranquil boots. And we don't want to spend any gold that's not going to become an item later. So a ring of regen can become a hood or it can become a mech.
You wanna just bother Terrorblade a little bit?
Helmut Dominator is probably not very good. Greaves are really good this game, but you already got different boots. So if we look at their team, I think Pipe is an acceptable item. They have the Lich Chain Frost. Mirana does a lot of magic damage. Firestorm from Underlord, you know, not negligible, but not a huge deal either. But I do think this is a good Pipe game. And that will give you better sustain against her spells too.
I'll catch her.
Careful not to die here. Alright. I'm not sure why bottom came to your lane, but you guys can push together. I would put a ward here because it'll catch their TPs. So I always put a ward there when I push this tower. Just to, you know, get the TP vision.
No, let me get that. Let me get that.
All right, so I need a.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take this literal.
Oh.
Yeah, just keep pressure on the lane.
Uh-oh, they're screwed.
This guy's committing. See if you can Gale Terrorblade. Great Gale. Just stay alive. Careful. Uh-oh. Okay, it looks like you're target firing the wards. That's good.
Shadow Shaman did a good job.
Yeah, that went pretty well.
You shall live, baby.
Grab all. Okay, so I need a. You're thinking Ring of Protection? Or Ring of Regen?
Ring of
Into what?
Region's a good start. I think probably Force Staff is going to be better.
Yep.
The thing
Yeah.
about a Pipe this game is it doesn't do anything about the Bristleback or the Terrorblade. So I think buying Pipe when it does nothing to two of their cores is probably not good. But Force Staff is a great item. You definitely want to finish your Phase Boots. I don't know if it's on your Courier.
Oh, no.
It's not. Yeah, you want the Phase Boots for sure.
Want to watch out for. Oh, too far up. Gotta watch out for his ulti with how weak I am.
Yeah, you could also kill him too. If you just Gale and ult, he will die. On the range creep is a good time to go for it. Yep, perfect. Good. Okay, just don't dive him and you're fine. Yeah, that's good. He's dead. Okay, keep the tower pressure up. Try to get a ward here again when you go on the tower next. Again, that's just to scout the TP.
Okay.
Right here. Good, perfect. So yeah, just keep wards down, and you should be able to get the tower here.
Careful, careful, careful.
Alright, so I would start farming your way bottom. You see how they're top right now with 3 people pushing BH off tower? You want to do the same to them.
Sorry, I couldn't save you, man.
This guy's definitely killable.
Oh,
That's okay. Spread out. Oh, man. Good. You should still have him. Alright, that's okay. Could have gone better, but it's okay. Okay, see Terrorblade's bottom, you can't really pressure with the life you have. But if we look at the neutral items in the game, your team only has 1. So I think jungling for a little bit to get the neutral items is acceptable here. And you can offer the mid lane to anybody who wants it.
I need to get some jungle items. You guys need some items. Anyone want mid?
small thing, but when you're jungling here, do you see this serpent ward you placed actually blocks the camp?
Can I kill it?
You can't, unless it was deniable. It's okay. It should time out before the camp respawns. However, if you waited a couple seconds to hit that camp and didn't place the ward there, you could have actually stacked it and farmed a second camp there. So it's just a little bit more efficient. You're there anyway. You could have got it. Keep your eyes peeled for an arrow. Okay, Bottom's missing. She might be going top. There's one. Tree is okay. An arcane ring would be ideal if we can find one. Alright, we see 3 top. 15 minutes is bounty, so maybe you can head there. Oh, what do you know? See that? It's like I'm calling the shots here. Same thing with awards. You notice you blocked the camp again?
I did. Yep.
Okay.
Right after I did it, I realized it was too close. The first ones were okay. It was the last one I did.
Another thing I like to do, so the 3 wards you had, I would put like one here, and the last one here, because then I get vision here and I get vision here, and it makes the farm safer. Because the wards are my early warning system if they're running at me. Make sense? And they cancel blink too, so you put them on the hero, they can't blink, you get the vision, it slows them, it's great. It keeps you much safer. Oh my gosh, these bounces are amazing.
Oh.
Definitely want to work on the Gale accuracy. I think a easier way to do it is wait longer to Gale. You know, I feel like you're Galing before it's obvious which way they're going to run, which makes it harder to hit. Have you ever seen a Pudge hook people by like never hooking? Like he just keeps running at them and they keep dodging and then he just gets on top of them and rots. Have you ever seen that?
Yep.
Yeah, same concept. Like until you Gale, they have to keep dodging because they know you have Gale. So you can just keep slowing them, get a little bit closer, inch closer with your slows, and then Gale when you know you've got it for sure. You know what I mean? There's like no pressure to go early. So that can help you make easier Gales. I like the TP. Definitely want to push this lane. Terrorblade's been down here farming. All 4 of his teammates are top, so you guys definitely should get this tower.
There's blinking everywhere, dude.
Same as mid. Get a ward down here, and it will scout TPs. Yeah, that's good. Very nice. Got the tower. Somehow you guys still have top. I would have thought they would have traded by now. So just like before with Viper, you want to take over this part of the map now. So get this outpost. That'll allow your team to teleport to you, so that's an important first step. I would probably put the sentry... If you aim the sentry well... Okay. Well, it's gone.
Well, sorry. What were you going to say?
If you put it like right here, then you can see here and here with 1 sentry. So then you just place your serpent wards on each cliff, and if they warded either cliff, the 1 sentry gets it.
It's just gonna.
Make sense?
Yep.
All right, so yeah, so keep wards in this jungle, and Lich. This guy's a tougher kill. Yeah, careful. There's a lot of people here. Shaman's TPing, so this is going to be a decent fight. Purple is top. TB's not here. Try to get the Lich first. Do you see that Lich? He's coming uphill. He's coming uphill from beneath you. Nice. Oh, you could have galed both of them as they came in. So that fight went very well, and it's because you took the outpost, so your team was able to TP.
I caught that. Without the outpost, we would have had problems.
The other thing is, now if you look where they are, do you remember how I talked about it's better to play in your off lane because that's where your best hero is in the early game? They try to play in their safe lane. They even brought their off laner, but they played up into your hill, up into your vision, and look at the risk. They didn't win that fight, so now they have no outpost. Whereas they could have taken your top outpost for free because you guys are playing in their jungle. Does that make sense? So
Yep.
the proper play for them is take the no-risk play of trading jungles with you rather than trying to take this very difficult fight where if they lose, they gave up track kills and they get nothing at all. So that's another reason why you want to rotate to your off lane, not your safe lane, and you really do not want to try to take this fight up the hill, just like you probably don't want to take the fight up into their triangle, because it's such a hard fight to take, and the risk is very high and the reward just isn't there. Alright, so this guy might want the outpost. He's TPing. Okay, goodbye. There's Potom. Alright, both outposts taken. That's big. You've got the bounties. Abaddon has the tower pressure. Careful about using that. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, if you force staff, you have no escape. You just have to watch for the arrow. You should be okay. Yep, and the wards. See, they can't chase into the wards, so.
Alright, should I use the Nether Shawl or keep the mana?
Nether Shawl is very good for you.
I'd be low on mana. But
I would actually keep both. So I would backpack the Arcane Ring and just bring it up when it's ready. And then to help compensate for that mana, I know it's a lot of extra button presses, but if you drop your Wraith Band and your Force Staff before you use the Arcane Ring, it will make a big difference. It's going to be, I'm just going to make this number up, about 40 or 50 extra mana each time you do that. Oh, even better. Dude, there's your item right there. PA might want it. What's PA have? Vampire Fangs? Oh, no, you get the Aquila. Nice. Aquila is definitely the best item of these three. Very good. You're getting all the neutral items this game. You got the Arcane Ring, now you got the Aquila. Alright, so as far as your next items, looking at this game, I think PA deals with TB decently. He's got big single target burst.
oh, I haven't bought anything. Yeah, item. Sorry, I haven't played Veno for a long time. So what's my next item?
So that's what I'm talking. Let's think through it, right? So TB, I think you have an answer to TB through PA, but there will be a lot of illusions that are tough to clear. I think your spells do a decent job of that.
What's the matter?
Murano's not a huge problem. Just watching this fight here.
I'm out of mana.
That's okay. Try to keep Serpent Wards down. Yeah, all over. Should be a good kill. I think this game, you should build Spirit Vessel. It doesn't look like anyone else is building it. So Spirit Vessel is nice because it's going to turn off a lot of that Bristleback heal. Then after Spirit Vessel, I think another good item this game is going to be, what's it called? Not Shadow Blade, Silver Edge. Silver Edge is going to give you a break, so you can break the Bristleback's passive. And I believe you can break Underlord's passive too, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'm pretty sure you can. So I think that'll be a great item here. And that's, I believe, all your team needs, because you guys have good damage. You have disables, you have pushing, you have team fight, you've got mobility with track. I think what you're missing is utility, and that's where your items are going to help out. So this guy is killable. You can kill him with your spells. Just stay alive. Good. Great force. Very nice. So the reason that worked, if you look at his items, he does not have a pipe. He's supposed to have a pipe, but he doesn't, so you can just kill him. Excellent. Good job. And now you got your earn charges. So you guys can reclaim this outpost, and then that sets you up to play this entire part of the map. TB has Manta. I think he's going Scotty.
Please.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw, your team took a team fight.
Nope.
Yeah, I forgot I forgot I should tell you. I was watching the fight the whole time, and I'm like, wait, where's he? I'm like, oh, holy shit, he's farming. So I don't think that was a good fight, because if you look, top is pushed, bottom is pushed, and you guys fought here. So even if you win the fight, you trade 2 lanes of pushing for 1 lane. Now, if you think about it, can you stop these guys by yourself?
Nope.
No. So I would just go top.
Your middle tower is under attack.
So that's just something you got to recognize. Like, I can't stop this push, so the best thing for me to do is go push a different lane. So the sooner you pick up on that, the more effective it is. Now, they could come to you from mid, and you did TP up here, so I would put a Serpent Ward here, and that's going to be your buffer. Good, so you're okay to push. Next Serpent Ward goes here. Perfect, and that's going to give you the vision to push a little bit safer. You definitely need a TP, so you probably want one to come up on Courier. And I think you're okay on mana, as long as you manage your mana effectively. So you probably don't need a Clarity. Okay, we see 2 in their jungle, 1 bottom. Your team is posturing kind of aggressively here. So well, you're good. You're good to push. You're where you should be, but you just want them to know that you can't TP. So holy shit. So as you see, they took the fight, but you can't be there. So that's up to them. You know, if they want to take the fight without you, as long as they know you're not there, it's okay. Holy smokes.
Keep pushing, keep pushing.
Yeah, keep the pressure. Okay, you can gale him and run. Yeah, you're fine. So I'd probably target fire the building here with your wards, because you're definitely not going to kill Bristleback. So you know, a little bit extra tower damage is worth it. Worth bringing up since you're playing Veno. Do you have a hotkey for select all non-hero units?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's my F1.
So that button will auto-select all your wards, which makes target firing them very quick. So definitely get in the habit of doing that. Note again that you're still blocking camps.
Fucking orchid, dude.
Which blocking camps may be what you want to do if you plan to leave this area, but it may not be. Hey, stop. Dude, come on. Behave, alright? I love that you want to play piano. Just keep the volume down. If I'm lucky, these boys will play music when they're older. Right now, they just make noise. Okay. So I think you want to push top a bit more, which, okay, TB's here, so I think heading bottom to your team is the right play. You can cut mid on the way. Top is just kind of the dead lane. You know, we talked about you give them top, you take bottom. That's still sort of at play here. And you need to be at this next team fight. You've missed 2. Wow. Consider TPing. Ward up the hill as you go. You want to get that good. You just want to see what's up there as you're walking. Okay. You made it. Fight's still happening. Try to gale the Bristleback. Get a Vessel on Bristle, I think. Ooh, TB. Can you kill TB here? Good. Alright, you win this fight. You got the fight. Very nice. Very good. Got a souvenir.
I got all of you, okay? Just keep fighting. As long as I'm around.
What's my next item on this guy?
So I think Vessel was great. Silver Edge, I think, is pretty good. Is anybody else going to get that? I don't know why my keyboard has a setting for screams of all pitches, but it does. And my son loves it right now. Okay. Fine with this TP. Probably could have got high ground, but it's really, really risky with 2 tier 2s. So I like your TP because that's going to discourage heavily your team from going up high ground. And I think that's how you definitely lose at this point. I know. After Silver Edge, unless Abaddon gets it, I think Shiva's Guard is a great item too, because that's going to massively mitigate Terrorblade's damage. Okay, it's a good rush. You can link up with your team mid. Going through here is risky. I wouldn't do it unless they show bottom.
I have invisibility too.
That's true. But you have a bounty hunter, so they might already have sentries. Be mindful of that. You got Vessel for him? Good. He should die. Yes, but I think you are too. Oh, man. Yeah, so that's kind of the issue. I said I would be very mindful walking up there. Remember, that's their triangle. So,
Yep.
lo and behold, even though it was only Bristleback, he's tanky enough where his team had time to show up. And your team,
Yep.
there's nowhere to TP, right? So they just can't be there.
Poison Nova or spell life spell in this game, do you think? And why?
Just pull the power from the...
Spell still or Poison
Yeah,
Nova?
I'm thinking. So,
Duration is 18, another 5 seconds. Team fights, that's a lot of damage.
it is a lot, but the thing is, you are not saving your Poison Nova to hit everybody. You're kind of hitting it on the outside, so you get, like last time you got Bristleback only. I think the time before that, you got Bristle plus 1 other and missed the other 2. So if you go for Poison Nova duration, I would make sure that you're hitting everybody with it. So whether
I'll do that.
Yep, so whether you want to Force Staff in and do it, and then Shadow Blade out, or you want to Shadow Blade in, do it, and then Force Staff out, just make sure you keep one of those items so you can get out, right? Because otherwise you're going to die when you go in to do it. Which a lot of times is okay. You know, a lot of times that's your job on Veno. You go in, you ult, they kill you, and then you did your job. But if you don't have to die, obviously, no need to. Okay, so we see a Lich.
What's going on? 'Cause I don't care. You would have heard the music.
Hey, you guys on neutral items. We're still on Aquila. Someone should take the telescope. That should be Rasta. Okay, so there's 3 people over here. 4? Can you help him? Big poison. Oh, dude, I love it. Nice. Okay, use both items, though, so now you're dead. but your spell usage was very good.
He has BKB.
The question is, can you guys kill this guy? The answer, yes you can. Nice job.
So like you said, my job is to get in there, get that off, and die. Well, not to die, but to do a team poison.
Well, you know, BKB, you know.
Yeah, and which was good. You hit everybody, and you shadow bladed in, which I loved. But then you force staffed also, and I talked about you're gonna die if you do that, and sure enough you died. So fortunately it didn't matter, but you just did not have to commit both items to get that initiation. Otherwise, love what you did. Very good for the fight.
I was concerned I wasn't going to get there on time, so.
Yeah, no, you were good.
But yeah, next time, go faster.
Yeah, so
So
I mean,
that's when PA didn't need me for Lich, because his ulti was more dangerous to me there than...
yeah, and plus your PA just kills Lich very fast, you know, so you can just let him do it and keep moving. You know, drop the ward so he gets a slow and then move on.
Oh shoot, I don't have any gold.
So your team's diving pretty hard here. Yeah, just push mid. I would Gale this lane too. Just it pushes faster if you do. Yeah, I'm coming. Hang on. Calm down.
I didn't know.
You just gotta relax, honey.
That happened to Nathan one day.
Okay, I have a good luck charm now. See, everything's alright. Okay, so you pushed mid. You've invaded the triangle. But you're down
PA was
to...
able to, I was hanging back while PA took out Lich.
Yeah, so try to get wards up. Perfect, yep. You just want the vision. Get a Gale on this guy. Vessel. And then hang back, okay?
What the?
Yeah, see, they have True Sight because you have a Bounty Hunter. So, the reason I was saying try to hang back is once you cast your spells, you just want to kind of sit on the outskirts, drop wards until you have your next Gale.
Got it.
So another option,
Your staff would have been better.
yeah, and so you Galed the Bristleback, which is really good because obviously mobility is crucial for him. So he's always a primo Gale target. But another thing you can do is when you're killing one guy and you see they're coming from somewhere else to initiate, they're always coming single file line, right? So you can also Gale them coming in instead, and then you guys can kite them better while you work on the other guy you're killing. So both are great options. It's kind of up for you to decide like which one's more important. But just something to think about, because that also happened when you were down here, where this was like 15 minutes ago, but you could have Galed the whole team as they ran up to do reinforcements, and it took down the time on the replay, so we'll watch that after the game. But I think there for sure it would have been the best Gale to do. However, keeping Gale on Bristleback is always going to be good.
What exactly is Abaddon doing? He's not going to survive this.
No, he is not. Oh my god, he survived it. What a pro. PA's in, holy smokes. Blink to creeps. Okay. Big spells coming up. Keep your Force Staff. Try to hit Bristle with your Silver Edge. Okay. It's alright. Now force out. And then get Vessel on somebody. Yeah, just keep running. He'll die. Just run. Very nice. You can still place wards. See Lich? If you Vessel Lich, he'll die. Alright, that actually didn't matter. There you go. That's excellent Veno play. That's what you want to see. You slow them all, your passive does massive damage, and you just keep running around and stay alive. Very nicely done. You have enough Vessel charges. I think you can just heal yourself here. Okay, really cool technique you can do. Go top. Put your wards all through here where I'm pinging. You can cut top and mid while you push. So this is like extreme pressure that you can only do when you got kills like this. So yeah, keep your wards in between the lanes. You control them all. Your team is fighting mid right now. After that BKB, just unload. Okay, here it is. I could try. If you could have waited for your ult, that would have been better. But, yeah, I don't know. Your team kind of got gone on there by one person. Like, TB literally just walked up and killed them. I don't know what to say.
Okay, let me look at the items here. Ghost Scepter? Or what do you think?
I think Shiva's Guard is the best item for you. Just the thinking behind Shiva's Guard, obviously armor is very good because TB is the one who's shredding you. So it's going to make you much tankier. But then with that Arctic Blast active, it's a 40% movement slow for 4 seconds. And you have a passive which reduces all attack speed all the time by 45. So it's going to help you kite the TB illusions better and reduce their damage. And honestly, like, the best way to deal with TB, if you can't just straight up kill him, which is oftentimes hard to do, you get him to commit Metamorphosis, and then you disengage and go back when it's no longer active. So if you have Shiva's Guard and you have wards up, you have Gale, you're amazing at breaking off the fight and disengaging. So that's going to be the #1 way for you to win these fights coming up, is to get TB to Metamorphosis and then back off and just slow everybody so they can't chase you. Oh, Radiance on PA would be very bad. I hope he doesn't get Radiance. Okay, Underlord did end up getting a pipe. We have MKB on Mirana. Leveler, that's pretty good. Oh my gosh, she's gonna get a Radiance anyway. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, so just keep the wards up. I think you're in an okay spot. You definitely don't want to die. But if you put like another ward over here, yeah, you can aggro the creeps up to your high ground and then kill the creeps from up here in safety. Yeah, perfect. And then you can actually fight with your hero too. Or I guess that's one way as well. But yeah, it's a cool little trick of when you have this position in their triangle. You can set up wards like you are and play from up here, and it's extremely safe. Just keep dropping the wards. If he pushes out any further, if you hit him with Silver Edge to break his passive and then gale him, he will die. So don't let that Bristleback think he's too strong.
That's like she keeps sending that out.
Yeah, so I really think the key to this game is to bait that metamorphosis and then disengage. Because he's got satanic. His illusions are going to kill you while you guys try to kill him. And I don't think you'll be able to do it. Okay. Rosh is helpful. So I would try to join up with your team. That illusion is just a big waste of time. Gave you 50 gold though. Holy shit. I did not know they gave that much gold. So keep in mind, you keep going out of your Silver Edge with a spell. If you don't start with an attack out of Silver Edge, you don't get the debuff. So you're not actually getting the break off on Bristleback. Okay, Metamorphosis is used if you guys can kite.
What the heck is he doing?
Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, this is not a winnable fight.
Ah. So on that time, I clicked the wrong thing. I did Silver Edge instead of, I just got confused on my items. I was supposed to do Force Staff and get out, so I just misclicked. Totally
I see.
the pinch. It's
Well-
supposed to be Force Staff and then Silver Edge.
Well, the good thing is you're not the reason you guys lost the fight. So,
Oh, they went high ground. That was
yeah,
silly.
that you just cannot high ground TB like that. Like it's never gonna happen. So, we talked at the outset of the lesson about how to get your lead into a win, because you guys have had map control for like 20 minutes now, and it's gonna be hard to win now that you've fed on high ground. So, one of the ways you win the game from this position is you just refuse to go high ground if it's a fair 5-on-5 fight. Because the thing is, a fair fight on their high ground is actually very unfair to you because they have the high ground, right? So even if you have a 20k gold lead, if everyone's alive and you try to 5-on-5 high ground, it's extremely hard. And look what happens. You guys died trying, now they high ground you for free. They don't have to deal with it at all because you guys aren't alive. Right, so that's the number one way to lose the game where you're winning, even by a lot, is to attempt to go high ground. It's very hard to do. So a great alternative is if you guys keep playing here in their triangle and you set up vision around the map, they cannot leave their base, right? Because if they leave their base, you go kill them. The only way they stay safe is by staying in that base. So basically, you give them their base and you farm here, you farm here, you farm all 3 waves, and you wait until they leave the base to die or until you have a 50k gold lead. Make sense?
Yep.
So it's hard to get people to do that because it's passive, it takes discipline and organization. And I mean, name 2 things that pub teams are worse at, being organized and being disciplined. But that is the solution. I mean, that's what you got to do. So for me, I like to tell my team, like, look guys, it's already been 48 minutes. Just be patient. What's a couple more minutes? Let's secure this win. Usually that helps motivate them to be patient because it's true. We already played this long. What's another couple minutes? Much better to wait than to throw the game because that's the worst feeling. So
Oh, what is she doing? Oh my word! Why is she going?
And see what happens. You lost this triangle. She went back, but now they've reestablished vision. So there's probably a ward there, probably a ward there, could be one here. Point is, once you lose that, you can't really go back, right? It's very hard to get it back. And that's the strongest position to play from. So as far as a next item, you guys need an Assault Curious. BH and Abaddon are both supposed to have it, and neither one of them are going to get it. So that would make you the lucky guy. Good, so get your wards up here. Good, you got the break this time. You vision on orange, he's not here. Alright.
Wait till it's over. Wait till it's over.
Thing about waiting for it now is they can walk away. Plus PA's dead, so you just kind of gotta accept the racks here. Can you get in with your ult? Okay, big kill. Lich is huge. Wait for this BKB. This is your moment. They have vision. How is that happening? It's alright. Can you get up? Okay, good. Didn't have to ult. You can save it. Or not.
Oh.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Just stay alive. Should be able to vessel from safety. Good kill. Alright, they bought back, so you have a win condition now. If you kill TB, you win the game. He has no meta, but you guys have long respawns, so unfortunately I don't think there's any move you can make to take advantage of this.
Alright, so you want me to go Assault Curious? Should I save for buyback or go all out on this?
Your teammates do not have buyback, so you having buyback I think is not a huge deal. Just play extra carefully, right? So if you commit to buying this, then understand you can't buy back, so if you die, the game is over. You are crucial to the high ground defense. That is the real TB. Can you Gale? Good. Now Potom is there.
Waste as much time as you can.
Just get wards up. You got your Shiva's guard. Uh-oh. Well, you still have buyback, right? That's good. I think you gotta go in and cast your spells, man. Shiva's guard and ult. Yeah, your team went for the all-in throne attack, which was a kind of a mistake. I think you guys definitely could have won that fight in your base. Okay.
That was fun. What time is it? Alright. Yep. Okay, so we've got a few minutes to... We got 10 minutes.
Yeah, one...
Hey, that was fun. I have not played him in a long time.
Yeah, honestly, you did pretty good. I think getting a little bit better at jungling more efficiently, getting those camp stacks, and obviously you had some issues with your item usage, but you corrected that as the game went on, so good. Your skill build, I think, was an issue. Especially mid, you really need level 2 wards at level 3, because that's how you win the lane, and you had to wait one more level to do that. So I think Potom was able to bully you because she was able to stay in the lane longer in the start. Is this replay up? There was one big thing I wanted to look at. You had a team fight at 18 minutes and then your high ground attempt at 46 minutes. So just waiting on that with the replay, and then I think it's a pretty good way to wrap it up. Let's check the graphs here in the meantime. This is so funny. Here, I'm gonna stream on Discord again. Look at this graph, man. Tell me when you can see it.
Hold on, let me. What am I missing here? Live. Join stream. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my, that's embarrassing.
This is perfect. No, I could not ask for a better thing to happen to you in an unranked game. So look how far ahead you were. 20k net worth, 20k experience. Dota Plus says you're gonna win this game like what? Is that 90% of the time? Somewhere close. But you lost. Why? You tried to go high ground with all 5 heroes alive. It like your gigantic lead did not matter. So the big takeaway here, I mean, you can't ask for a bigger lead than that, right? That's as good as it gets. So how do you convert that into a win? You just cannot go high ground against 5 heroes. Like I don't know how else to say it.
I need to talk to the team more. So basically, I should have said, "Hey, let's keep their high ground. Let's farm until they make a mistake. Let's just get more."
Yes, so you set up wards, and you play around. Do you remember that little circle I drew around their base on the map?
Yep.
Yeah, that's all they get at that point in the game. That's the only thing they're allowed to do. So every minute that happens is another 1,000 gold that you guys pull ahead. So
Yep.
you can imagine.
Plus, we could have roached again. Got
Yes.
a scepter on me, which would have done a ton more damage in team fights.
Yeah, Scepter is good. The problem is that TB is killing you guys so fast. Your Scepter wouldn't have enough time to really matter. Because I mean, the fight's happening in like 10 seconds. He's getting a couple kills.
If we got a scepter on Roche, who would you have put it on?
So Scepter on Rosh. Abaddon already bought a Scepter. I think PA objectively is the strongest Scepter hero on your team. I don't know if you've seen Scepter on PA, but it's insanely good. So when
Maybe I haven't. I didn't recognize it, but
so when she gets a kill, it resets all her cooldowns. So new dagger, new blink strike, new blur. It's super good. So basically, she can like delete a support and then delete the other support, and that's basically what Ags allows you to do. It's quite good. Rasta bought one too. I didn't see that. I thought Abaddon bought one, but maybe he didn't. I could have swore he did. Check his items here. Oops. Huh. I'm mistaken. It's good on Abaddon too, especially in a game with that TB. So with Abaddon's ult, as people take damage around him, he shoots out heals to them. So that's a great way to mitigate some of this TB damage. But I think it's a band-aid. I don't think it solves the problem. I just think it gives you another 6-7 seconds in the fight. But
so how would the baiting it? Is there any items that would have helped with Terrorblade anymore? Not necessarily. Or would what is the silence? The Bloodthorn?
Yeah. So from you, not really, because he has BKB, he has Manta. So I mean, what are the odds you get a Bloodthorn off when it matters? You know, basically 0. It happens because he fucked up, right? So Bloodthorn's not really going to make a difference. If you're able to kill the illusions quickly, so you could have gone a more carry-oriented build. You could have gone like Mjolnir, Shiva's Yashikaya, and gone like auto-attack, magic damage type stuff. Aghanims would work well for that build too. But I'm not a big fan of that type of item build. It's a big gold investment for you to become like an okay carry, right? So it's like, why spend...
We already had a good carry. We just did some stupid team fights.
Exactly. You needed utility, and you brought that. And I hope you could see that the Vessel was very effective that game. So was the Silver Edge when you actually did use it on Bristleback. It worked great. So I think your items were great. I think utility was the way to go. Let's look at this 18-minute team fight. Let's go like 17:35. Let's see how this sets. Okay. So this is when you took bottom. You started taking over this jungle. Remember I talked about this sentry could have been like up here where I'm pinging, ironically. You would have actually got the wards up here. So that sentry is super nice when you have a support, or in this case, any hero that can give you vision uphill. So you can sentry between, and one sentry covers both. And if you did that, you would have got this ward, which of course makes this position even stronger to play from. But anyways, still you're in a good spot. I definitely want to see wards like here, which you already have. That's good. You kind of want to cover like every angle they can come in from, right? So that's like your dream setup. Now
So really,
here,
I just sit up here, ward everything, farm like crazy, and don't let them farm.
yeah, and if they want to spend this time, like, look, they've brought 2 cores now to attack your wards, and you can just walk away, which you are, because your wards slow them. That's you're winning right now, right? They have 2 cores, and you're running them around, and your team gets the rest of the map. So that's a net. As long as they want to do this, it's good for you. But you did use your Gale on this Underlord, and I don't like it because it doesn't do anything.
Yep.
Like, you know, I would say it's better just save the spell. Like, you could Gale this guy here, but I think the better play... Alright, so let's go back from your vision. Alright. Let's do it this way, because I need to be able to control this. So, Fog, Dire. Okay. You see these guys in lane, right? You see the Lich, you see this guy. Imagine you didn't use that Gale earlier, because it didn't matter. And now you guys start going on Bristleback. You could drop another ward here for better vision, because you know they're going to come up to help, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then this disable happens. You know they're coming from below you. Still no Gale. Boom, right here. You could Gale them as they come uphill, because they won't see you at all, right? They came uphill single file. A better ward that's not blocked by that tree sees them coming, and if you Gale them both when they're here, they cannot help this guy. Like, it's going to take them 10 seconds to walk that distance under Gale. So even though your Gale doesn't kill anybody, just slowing them down, you have your Gale, you have your passive from the wards, it takes them out of the fight because they just can't get to where they need to be. So it's sort of that same concept of utility. This is the power of Veno. It's not really damage. I mean, he pushes great. Yes, he does damage over time, but it's the passive, it's the slow, it's like that intangible effect that he has to just, you win the positioning. So here you get your ult off. The ult's pretty good. You got 3 people. The Gale comes, it just hits Bristle, and you can see now these guys are getting away. And I just thought that that was a great illustration of a high impact Gale you could have done, and it's only available if you don't use the one that didn't do anything. Yep. And also you get, yeah, and you get a little bit better vision too. So that was one thing there. 46-minute high ground. Okay. We kind of already talked about this, but I think it's going to be worth seeing again. So to see what we did at high ground at 46 minutes, let's look at their map at 45 minutes. So let's do Radiant Vision. Look at their map. This is their vision. That's their map, you know? And you already have a Rax bottom, which is even better. I talked about you can put wards like in an arc here. I can't ping. What if I do?
Yep.
Yeah, so you can arc there. You catch both lanes. You keep massive pressure. You can see that. Imagine you deward here because this is a common spot. You want a sentry here. You want a sentry here. They have no map at all. Like, they can't do anything. So this is a full minute before you go high ground. Just keep doing this. Now it's nighttime. It's even worse. You know, their vision just got even shittier. So what is their only option from this position? It's to smoke gank you, right? That's the only way they do it. So, okay, let's say they smoke gank you. How hard do you think it's going to be for you guys to know they smoked when every lane is at their base? It's going to be super obvious, right? Like, it's going to be unbelievably obvious they smoked because they have nowhere to be but their base. So if they're not in their base defending it, they're smoked, right? Super obvious. So a coordinated team has like 10 seconds to make a smoke play. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, they do it and they get a kill and they kill you guys. They can't get anything from there. Like, they can deward here and they can push out their lanes. And then when you respawn, you take the map back, you deward the wards they just placed, and you go right back to this position. And they can't smoke you a second time, probably. And all that is contingent on them having this Hail Mary smoke play to begin with. Yeah? So that, I think, is the best way to secure your win. It takes a little bit of patience and a little bit of discipline. So with all that said, here's the minute leading up to the play. Let's speed it up a bit. So you can see he didn't even make it to high ground. He lost half his HP just from all this chip damage. And TB's not even there. So kind of just goes to show that, look, you have 21k gold lead, and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, that is how powerful high ground is. So I think that's probably the number one takeaway. How do I win games when I'm so far ahead? You respect the high ground and just rule it out as a possibility, because it's really not. Like, the only way you make this high ground play work is they fuck up, to be honest. So this guy goes high ground on this guy who had like 1k HP, but he's bristleback, he can't kill him. TB metamorphoses. So this, at this point, you can disengage this fight. So you've got the Serpent Wards, you have Gale. That play, if he makes this blink, BKBs, gets this guy to metamorphosis, and then immediately comes out, this is totally fine. But if you look, Rasta committed, now Abaddon's going to commit, he gets hit by the pit, PA's back in. So you could have just not gone high ground, and then once PA went in and got this guy to commit his metamorphosis, if you disengage and just back off, that's how you can actually take the high ground 5-on-5. So
Yep. Yeah, so basically, like you said, we forced the metamorphosis, get out. But even that was silly because look how fast I follow you.
yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to try Veno some more.
Okay, and I think with how you like to play, you seem to like to get an early tower push and then strangle the map. Veno is an amazing hero at doing that. So if you feel like I'm correct with saying how you seem to like to play the game, Veno is a great hero to pick up. Necrophos is another good one. Razor, if you're into Razor, I'm not. I think that hero is incredibly boring, but he kind of does the same thing, right? Early dominance, takes the map, and plays from ahead. So if you just get a little bit more refined doing what you're doing, can you stop turning that up? I'm so sorry. If you get more refined at doing what you're doing, I think you're going to convert a lot of these games to wins. Because the fact of the matter is, we talked, Adam, I'm going to unplug this if you do it again. Okay? Fair warning. We talked about in your lane, there's a lot of mistakes that were being made, and you could have been getting ahead a lot more. But despite that fact, you're still taking their tower very consistently early in the game. And that is a function of the players at your skill level are not recognizing how important their tower is, and they're not very good at protecting it. So you can okay, I told you what was going to happen. That's how it is, man. So you can exploit that fact, and you can get this early lead basically every game from what I'm seeing. No one's stopping you, and then just get better at playing from this position, and you're going to start winning like crazy until they get to this point where they stop the first domino from falling. And I think at that point, that would be a great time to come back for your next lesson, because then we can talk about how you can start getting better opportunities against better opponents.
Yep. Perfect. That was fun. That was very helpful to next time. Probably if you're not busy, you'll do it again. Well, I have conference season coming up, Tony Robbins and business conferences and all sorts of stuff. But
Okay.
next time that was fun trying new characters. So probably keep trying new characters.
Sure.
Because it's easier for me to try a new character if I've got someone telling me the item build, because then I can focus on playing and not thinking.
That's true, and you also don't have to figure out what works, because I can just tell you, like, here's how you play from this position with this hero. So, yeah, I think that's great. And yeah, just work on those laning mechanics a little bit. I would definitely advise checking out like Sumail or Topson play mid, not in a pro match, but just catch them live from the watch tab. Watch one of these top mids play in a pub against a player who's not another pro, and you can see like how hard they dominate the lane. Just watch what they do, because I think you can learn a lot from seeing how they abuse people in mid.
Yep.
Cool.
Often, I didn't do it this time, but often even in ranked, I would say at least 60-70% of the time, I just push people right out. It just depends on who it is, if they can hold it or push back. So it's kind of fun.
Yep, and you're playing heroes that are able to do that. So, you know, that's a great entryway. You know, get really good at that. Once you've mastered it, branch out.
Yep.